All right, guys, it's Paul Singh, the Market Speculator, bullsonwallstreet.com. Tuesday, January 16th, 2018. The report's coming about a half hour after the market opened. Got a little late traveling here, got in later than I expected. But let's take a look at the market, what we did on Friday. And remember, I've got earnings whispers up here. Anytime you take a position in the next few weeks, month and a half, you have to know when earnings is. You should always do this, even because sometimes stocks report outside of the main earnings season. So whenever you get in a position or are in a position, know when earnings is. We usually want to get out before earnings for our swing trades. Obviously, for your longer term positions, you got to hold through earnings. One earnings doesn't really matter, but we don't want that gambling aspect of trading. So remember that Earnings Whisper is a good site to look those up. Now, stocks I have on the focus list, some of them may have earnings coming up, but I'll always check them before I actually enter the position. Okay, let's quickly get to current positions. Market's really extended now. LABU, we got out of on Friday, ended up being a fantastic trade. We got in, I think it was around 81, 82. Got it out in the 91s on Friday, which is about where it is right now. Hit our target level. The reason we got out at this level, remember we talked about this, I do think it is going to break the high here, but we're going to treat it as two, kind of one big trade separated into two, because we could pull back in here, or this could end up being a failed high breakout. So we took the profit right under this range here. Now we're going to watch. Now I won't get in right here if it breaks out. Because we're so extended. We just made this run, which was basically our trade here, from the upper 70s to 91, 92. Ideally, what I would like now is some consolidation and then breakout. So we're going to keep an eye on biotech, keep an eye out on XBI, LABU. And if we do get consolidation and break, we'll take that second trade. And also, if it does kind of run up here and fail, there's a lot of room to the downside for a pullback, even if we do think eventually it's going to come back up, and we could actually short it. So as usual, we're going to be adaptable, and we could get a quick short in as well. But we'll keep an eye in here, but this is a good trade. We've had a run of some good trades here recently. OLED, another one here. We're in now. So we got in this one on the breakout here. You can see the break here. Nice move here, consolidation. I think we're already up about 2 or 3 points at 200. And we're going for a bigger win. Anywhere from 210 to 220, this thing could run. And we don't have earnings until mid-February. So we've got some time here. So that's good. So we're able to take OLED. So that's what you're going to have to do with every position here. Sometimes stuff is going to be setting up the way you want it, but earnings are in a few days and you can't take that. So keep an eye out on that. And then Roku, I'm about ready to get out here. I'm just seeing how it tests the 50-day moving average if it comes back in, but likely stopped out here on Roku today. So that's current positions. Let's take a look at the market. Very extended. So SPY here, huge move. And now when we start gapping at already extended levels, that's when I expect to pull back. So I do think we're going to pull back this week. This gap up here when we're already so extended, it is probably the last kind of push before we start to pull back. Doesn't mean the market's going to tank, but I do expect a bit of a pullback here. IWM also, which is always a good sign. We want to see IWM keeping pace with SPY and Qs because it relates more to the overall market. 2,000 stocks, much more broad-based. So keep an eye out on IWM, and then the Qs also very extended. So we're in an extended market that makes it tough to enter, and we actually could get some quick runner shorts this week. So we'll keep an eye out on that as well. Focus list, just run through these real quick. GWPH, again, tough to enter right now at extended conditions in the market, but GWPH getting up over its 9, looking pretty good. RH also clearing the 50-day moving average in retail, a sector we're keeping a close eye on. Twitter, like how it broke this range here, but today not the best day. This was actually my favorite stock going into the week, and I expected to push higher, but coming back hard. So we're going to keep an eye to see if it holds a 9, but not looking quite as good as when I put it on the focus list. Group of China stocks, all doing well. Sina breaking a range here, although not at, we've got overhead resistance at the highs right in here, so it makes it a little tough to enter at this point, although we do have 3 points until we get to that range. Baidu, another China tech stock, breaking a range here, but has the high above it. And then, of course, BABA, which is almost always on our list, not quite as strong, but testing the high. So 3 China stocks to keep track of. Urban, another retailer, another one remounting the 9 EMA, looking very strong. MDGL, we were talking about this one as a break of 100. It did that on Friday, but a little extended from 100 to 107. So we're going to watch for a little bit of a pullback and potentially enter MDGL biotech stock. I like the setup a lot. Yelp remounting the 50-day moving average, a little extended, but looking strong. Tesla back up over this range where it's tested twice. And now we're going to watch. We could just enter here, but we're going to watch for a break of this range. I have not looked up the earnings on Tesla, but if earnings are not till February, we could enter here. Otherwise, we're going to have to hold off on that one. And the FANGs all have earnings coming up. Facebook getting beaten down big time based on some news related to its news feed. I think it'll recover. That's a short-term thing. Amazon, very extended. Tough to enter here. Maybe we get a runner short on this one. Tough to enter a short one on such a strong stock, but if it gives us a reversal signal, we could do that. Same goes for Google and Netflix as well. So these 3, we can't enter long here. Too extended, but potentially quick runner shorts on these guys. They do have earnings coming up. Win breaking out today over all-time highs. We're going to watch how that breakout, how the stock handles this breakout. I actually stayed in Win over the weekend. Great casino and hotel, but we're going to watch to see, look for an earnings breakout pullback on this one. X commodities have been very strong. X holding the 9. FCX, we were short this, got stopped out for a really small loss, but now looks like that short is working as it retested that high. If it breaks down below the 9, I may attempt the short again. NVIDIA, very strong semiconductor stock, but we need a pullback in this one. And then SEDG. Solar's have been really strong, but it's broken down below its 50-day moving average, and we have a potential short here to the gap fill at 32. So we'll keep an eye out on this. Potentially, we take a short position here. So that's it for the focus list to start the week. I will see you guys either later today or early tomorrow. Potentially a trade today, but at these overextended levels, kind of tough to get in some of these stocks here.